Sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karvavahai tejasvina vaditamastu ma vidveshavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. So, continuing Ishavasya Upanishad. We had privilege to study Ishavasya Idam Sarvam. In this all, or is this all pervaded by Isha, the intelligence and Shakti, Prana. And we barely began addressing Jagatyam Jagat. That is Ishavasya Idam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat. These all, where Isha is pervading, is undergoing change. Understanding the word undergoing change, it's so powerful. I will take help of some slides. Ishavasya Upanishad. Proceeding further, here are the words once again. Om Isha Avasyam Idam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Taktena Bhunjita Ma Gurudaha Kasya Svidhanam. We are addressing the second quarter today. Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. We have seen our biological world, that of the sunflower. And at the time when we were studying Ishavasya Idam Sarvam, we were seeing this cyclic pattern. And what I meant by cyclic pattern, if you start looking from the center, you will start seeing in which the cursor is moving. Okay? And it keeps on expanding. Now the evolution, meaning growing outward, appears to be limited. But involution, meaning growing inward, is unending. In other words, if we have to speak mathematically, there is no point of beginning or the origin. And if we will see in the further slides, if we try seeking the origin, you start seeing another sunflower, another sunflower. Then you again try to go to the center and take a minute tentacle, if I may use the word. Then you will find another sunflower. That's how to explain. And this thing was growing on, and still it is going on. So in 1980s, very recently, just 40 years ago, in our lifespan, so to say, we have a mathematician called Mandelton, and we'll see it in a few minutes. He came up with a mathematical equation with the help of computer, and using the computer, he is showing that how appeared to be a part, but in that part is the whole. Let me repeat, it's kind of little hard to understand, and that is, in the tiny tentacle or tiny particle, it is as if you take just one tiny bit of it. Don't break it, but if you have powerful sight with which you start examining, you will see another sunflower. And that may have a tiny bitty inner particle, what I call tentacle. And if you still have better powerful computers or microscope or electron microscope or whatever, with that you try to bring it, you see another world of sunflowers, whereby the point to be enjoyed, dear friend, what would you call Jagat? What would you call the beginning and mathematician, scientist, biologist, zoologist, they're coming up with various theories as to how old is the universe. Looking into the wisdoms of Bharatiya scientists, to whom we call Rishi, they dive inward and they try not to find out, but to enjoy the beauty of Sarvam. Idam Sarvam, these all. And what do you mean by these all? It is so powerful. Not even powerful word is not right, but the word Vishmay comes into picture. It's so pleasant, it's so satisfying, and still the question remains. Going back to Sri Ramakrishna's example of 3 statues of salt dancing at a beach. Each one wanted to know how deep is the ocean. When one dives into it, The other two waiting on the shore thought that the person, the statue that dived into the ocean will find out. But we all know that more the fellow dived into, he start dissolving. And when it starts dissolving and it's finding out, oh my God, it is so deep. But further it goes, it gets completely dissolved. And the people sitting on the surface at the beach, they think that he must have found out how deep the ocean is. In other words, he must have found out the point of origin. We all know that did he find out or he become that? That means what? Ocean. Now this is conceptually or diving way deep into it, you find what a beautiful point it is. And we have heard in past, Sunyam is Purnam. And Sunyam doesn't mean zero. But we are addressing the miniature or the smallest particle of it. Smallest is also not the right word. And if I put smaller than smallest, then perhaps it's a wrong English. That's where the word of Vishmaya comes into picture. You never find the solution. You never find the answer, but the question does not remain. So here, Jagatyam Jagatena Tyaktena Bunjita. So Jagatyam Jagat, when you will try to study, when we try to study, let me assure you again, at least from my conception, my point of view, we will never find what is the origin of Jagat. And this particular statement has been so beautifully proven by the scientist and mathematician. But mind you, they have proven, but they still want to continue their search because they still think that they will find a solution. But here, let us see that glorious presentation, and we ourselves start thinking whether will they find or not. You decide. And again, I do not want you to decide intellectually. I want you to dive deep into it and find out how powerful, how beautiful is this, the word Jagat. And we had initially studied Jagat means germinate, or Janana, meaning to produce, reproduce. Gata, Gati, movement, motion. And motion meaning continuation of the germination. So let's see some science and mathematical beauty. This part we have seen, but now let's go to the next one. All right, here, this is a little enlarged view so that you could see the cyclic pattern, particularly here. And if I had still better magnifying lens, I could have seen clearer pattern as if that of pine cone. Nevertheless, let's move on to the next one. Now here, a mathematician scientist called Dr. Mandelbrot, he is introducing what is called inner worlds and outer worlds, which appear to be outer world initially, what you and I, we perceive, but when you try to touch even a part of it, it opens up another world. But the another world is identical or similar to outer world. And when you take another tentacle or the particle of it, and you try to bring your focus to it, you find another world. And this kind of mathematics, they have coined the word called fractal or fractile. Fractile. That word, I think, is, as of today, is not in dictionary. Now, see this, what happened to one of my slides? Hold on. Okay. Now, I'm going to present a small video. All of you, I will request that pay very close focus to it.
Comes time, yogis, which is what creates the illusion of solidity and seers, have observed by looking within themselves. What I think of as empty space is not nothing. It has properties. And intrinsic to the nature of space is nearly unfathomable amounts of energy. The renowned physicist Richard Feynman once said, "There is enough energy in a single cubic meter of space to boil all the oceans in the world." Advanced meditators know that in the stillness lies the greatest power. The Buddha had yet another term for the primary substance, what he termed kalapas, which are like tiny particles or wavelets that are arising and passing away.